99.9% of women will chase you if you use these words. Have you ever noticed how some guys, out of nowhere, manage to grab the attention of every woman in the room? And it's not because they're models or billionaires. The trick lies in what they say. Yes, my friend, words are like magic. They create images, evoke feelings, and pave the way for connections that go beyond the usual, "Hey, how are you?" If you're stuck in the rut of shallow conversations, relax. There's a solution, and you can learn it. Imagine this: you're at a party and meet someone interesting. Instead of throwing out the usual dead-end line like, "What do you do for a living?" you say, "This song reminds me of a wild story from Vegas." What's the craziest moment of your life? Boom! She stops, laughs, and starts sharing something she didn't even expect to tell you. That's the power of knowing how to use words to stand out. Women love men who know how to be unique. When you start using phrases that paint vivid pictures or ask questions that make her think, you're already ahead of 90% of other guys. The good news? It doesn't matter if the good-looking guy across the room has the perfect haircut. If you master this game, her attention is all yours. And here's the best part. It's not about pretending to be the life of the party. It's about being authentic in a way that makes her want to hear more from you. Want the secret? Choosing the right words at the right time. And if you're thinking, but what are these magic words? Don't worry. We're about to untangle that mystery right now. If you still think that looks or money are the only things that win over a woman, it's time to update that mindset. The real ace lies in what you say and how you say it. Why? Looks impress for 5 seconds. Words move the heart. Emotions always beat logic. Think of that guy who isn't even that handsome, but owns the entire room with a simple smile and a clever phrase. He's not trying to be the richest or the most attractive. He's making an impact, connecting with people in a way that sticks in their memory. Women aren't drawn to the what, they're drawn to the how you make them feel. Words have the power to go deep because they activate imagination and stir emotions. It's like a movie that hooks your attention from the very beginning. While most people are talking about boring stuff, you go straight to what matters. And there's no comparison. It's a conversation she'll remember. The trick is to keep everything simple, but full of meaning. Unique questions, sharp comments, or even that perfect silence at the right moment make you stand out. In the end, women won't remember your expensive shirt or imported sneakers. They'll remember how you made them laugh or feel something special. Have you heard of trigger words? These are words that, when used, immediately spark a reaction in someone, stirring emotions like curiosity, desire, or even safety. It's like having a magic password that switches on her interest without looking like you're trying too hard. And before you think, "Oh, this sounds like some guru stuff," relax, it's not mystical. It's pure psychology used by the biggest companies in marketing, and you can use it too. Words like imagine, discover, or unexpected are classic examples. Say something like, "Imagine being somewhere where you forget everything and just enjoy the moment." She's already picturing it and linking that experience to you. See the magic? Another tip is to use words that convey confidence, like of course or definitely, or something that sparks curiosity like adventure and mystery. They create such a strong impact it feels like a movie moment. But don't go around throwing these words everywhere like a robot. The secret is to use them at the right time in a way that feels 100% natural. Want to spark emotion? Drop something like, "That's the most unexpected story I've ever heard," when she shares something interesting. Want to build trust? Say, "I'm sure this is the simplest way to solve it." Simple, right? Now pay attention. Context is everything. These words only work when they make sense in the conversation and reflect who you truly are. It's not about seeming like you're playing a trick, but about genuinely connecting. Want to master timing and never let a conversation fizzle out? The next point will show you how. How to create emotional connections in seconds. Creating an emotional connection isn't about talking for hours or coming up with epic declarations. In reality, the first few seconds are what count. That's where you plant the seed for something beyond the surface. And the secret? Making her feel that you truly understand what she's feeling, even if you just met. For example, if she says she loves traveling, you could say, "I like it too," and be forgotten in 5 minutes. Or you could say something like, "Traveling is amazing because every place feels like a fresh start, don't you think?" Boom. You've not only agreed, but opened the door to a deeper conversation, making her think and feel something different. Questions are also a gold mine for building connection. But forget the basics. Instead of asking, "Where are you from?" try something like, "What's the place that feels most like home to you?" Or, "What's the craziest moment you've had on a trip?" These questions go straight to the emotional core and make her want to share stories with you. Another simple trick: Really listen. If she says something, show you were paying attention and tie your response to what she said. For example, you mentioned you love the beach, and it reminded me of this one time I went to a beach that felt like paradise. Have you ever had an experience like that? That's how you become someone she enjoys talking to, and more importantly, someone she wants to talk to. And if you want to take that connection to the next level, then subscribe to the channel and leave a like. How to use words that exude confidence and masculinity. Words are more than phrases thrown into the air. They show who you are. When used intentionally, they convey confidence and authentic masculinity without needing to lean on tired alpha male cliches. Women are attracted to men who know what they want and aren't afraid to express it. It's about having authority over yourself and showing clarity in your intentions. Imagine she asked what you like to do in your free time. Instead of answering something generic like, oh, a little bit of everything, go straight to the point, I love surfing on the weekends. Nothing gives me a greater sense of freedom than the ocean. You've just shown confidence while revealing something unique about your personality. Answers like that create curiosity and show you have purpose. Another powerful way to convey confidence is to share your opinions firmly without sounding arrogant. For example, if you're talking about movies, don't just say, oh, it's good, right? Say, that's one of my favorites. The way it blends action with a deeper message is genius. You're showing that you know what you like and don't need validation, which is incredibly attractive. The magic lies in the delivery, a confident tone of voice, well-placed pauses, and purposeful sentences. This isn't about impressing, it's about being genuine. When you master this skill, she'll feel the strength of your presence without you even trying. But how do you balance this with creating a genuine and empathetic connection? Stay tuned. The words that make her feel special. If you want to stand out from every other guy she's ever met, learn to use words that make her feel unique. And we're not talking about overused compliments like, you're beautiful. The key is noticing details no one else does and showing her you value those things about her. That's the kind of move that keeps her thinking about you for days. For example, if she talks about something she loves, avoid automatic responses like, cool, or that's interesting. Instead, go deeper. It's clear you're really passionate about this. And that says a lot about the kind of person you are. It's rare to see someone so involved like that. With one simple sentence, you show that you're truly listening and see something in her beyond the obvious. Questions are another powerful tool to create this kind of connection. Let's say she mentioned she loves animals. Instead of just agreeing, ask, where does your love for animals come from? It seems like something that really matters to you. These kinds of questions encourage her to open up emotionally and build a bond that goes beyond the surface. And don't underestimate the power of validating her feelings. If she shares something personal, say something like, I admire how you think about that. It shows you really care about what's important. This isn't flattery, it's sincere acknowledgement. When you show her that you're paying attention to what she says and feels, the connection becomes intense and unforgettable. Want to avoid the mistakes that can ruin this vibe? I'll show you exactly how in the next section. You know those conversations that start off great, but suddenly fall apart? That happens because, even with the right words, some mistakes can sabotage everything. One of the worst is trying too hard to impress. Talking about all your achievements or using rehearsed lines might sound good in your head, but it comes off as forced in reality. Women can tell when something doesn't align with who you really are, and that can push them away instead of drawing them in. Another classic mistake is not knowing the right moment to say what you want. Imagine she's sharing something emotional, and you suddenly crack a joke or change the subject. It's like turning off the lights in the middle of a movie's key scene. You break the connection and might even seem insensitive. The trick is to sense the timing and keep the flow of the conversation in the right place. Oh, and please don't be that guy who only talks about himself. Monopolizing the conversation is a quick way to lose her interest. Instead, ask her about herself. Let her share her stories and ideas. The balance between listening and talking is where real conversations thrive. Finally, the golden rule. Be yourself. Nothing kills attraction faster than coming off as fake or disconnected from your true self. Women pick up on consistency, so if you try to be something you're not, it'll show sooner or later. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll already be a step ahead. But how do you take the conversation to the next level and keep her interested? I'll tell you, but first, I have an important message. Have you ever imagined having the formula to win over any woman, no matter where you are? Kate Spring, a global authority on the psychology of attraction, has developed the Obsession Method, a proven system that has transformed the love lives of thousands of men around the world. Imagine being part of an exclusive group of men who, by applying these techniques, have discovered the true power of authentically and irresistibly attracting women. It's no surprise that the obsession method is the most sought-after seduction method among men of all ages and backgrounds. It's been a game changer for those who were tired of failure and rejection. Now, they're living the reality you can achieve too. Being the man who chooses and is desired, a man with the power to create connections that leave women intrigued and captivated. This is your moment. Join the thousands of men who have already transformed their love lives with the obsession method. Click the link in the comments below and discover how Kate Spring can help you achieve what you've always wanted quickly and confidently. How to turn conversations into lasting attraction. First impressions matter, but the real challenge is turning that initial moment into something she wants to experience again. For that, it's not enough to just talk smoothly. Your words need to match the rhythm of the connection and deepen it. The idea here is simple. Create curiosity and desire without losing your natural flow. A powerful way to do this is by mixing confidence with vulnerability. If she shares something personal, share an experience of your own, but don't overdo it. Say something like, "That reminds me of when I went through something similar. It was tough, but I learned things I still carry with me today." You're showing that you have depth and know how to connect with what she's feeling. Another trick is to use hooks in the conversation, planting little seeds that leave her wanting more. For instance, there was a trip that completely changed my life, but that's a story for another time. This creates mystery and gives her a reason to keep discovering you. Women love to explore, and you just became a map full of intriguing paths. And remember, words only have power if your actions are consistent with them. If you say you value authenticity, show it in how you act. Surprise her with gestures or actions that reinforce the vibe you're giving off. This is how conversations stop being just a pastime and become an invitation to something much greater. Subscribe to the channel and check out the next video playing on the screen right now.